Russia, Georgia, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Ukraine, and more are some of the most dominant nations in judo today. One thing they've all got in common is that they were all a part of one country until 1991. So how did they produce so many legends in judo? Judo first entered the Soviet Union in the early 1930s, when Jigoro Kano's team were going around the world introducing their art. The Soviets already loved wrestling and even invented their own martial art called Sambo, so they had a strong foundation in judo. This characterized the unique style of fighting which is still seen today, the close gripping and lifting style mainly of Russia and Georgia. Judo gained momentum after World War II, as the Soviet Union sought to promote physical fitness and competitiveness, and as the Cold War rivalry with the United States spurred further investment in sports. In the 1950s, judo began to receive more formal organization and support within the USSR. The Soviet Ministry of Sport took an interest in judo, and coaches and athletes began traveling to Japan to learn the techniques and principles of the sport. In 1962, the Soviet Union officially joined the International Judo Federation, IJF, marking a new era for the sport within the USSR. Anatoly Kharlampiev was one of the coaches. He was very experienced and skilled. In 1972, a judo federation was founded in the country according to a decree of the USSR Sports Committee. Within this time, the USSR managed to produce Olympic and world champions Nikolai Solodukhin, Vladimir Nevzorov, Shota Kabarelli, Shota Chochishvili, Sri Novikov, Kazret Pletseri, Amiran Todakavili, Yuri Sokolov, Tengiz Kubilri, Koba Kurtanidze, Grigory Verchev, and Sergei Kisarodov. Everything changed after the dissolution of the USSR. The National Judo Federation of Russia, which became an heir of the Soviet structure, was set up in 1991, and all the other countries split and became their own sovereign nations. This year was huge in political sense and stuff was complicated. Russian athletes didn't manage to achieve many noticeable accomplishments. But in 1999, Vladimir Stakov was the chairman of the federation. The new stage of judo's development in Russia is associated with his name. He managed to make up a team of the best specialists, which quickly yielded results. Judo in Russia expands its scale more and more, perhaps because President Vladimir Putin is one of the most renowned supporters in the country. He loves judo since he is a master of it himself. He used to be the first Russian ever to have the very impressive 8th Dan black belt, until the IJF suspended him because of his recent actions. Russia started to focus on medaling at the Olympic Games, so after not getting a single medal at the 2008 Olympic Games, they decided to step things up to another level. Putin spoke with the management team, and they decided to invite top-level judokas and coaches, which elevated their abilities, and they went to being one of the best nations in judo since. You may have noticed that the Soviet Union and Russia still have 0 female Olympic or world champions. Russia has been having some complications with the IJF recently, but now they stand as one of the most dominant nations in judo. What about other Soviet republics? The small nation with a big heart, Georgia has managed to produce countless male athletes, winning a ton of Olympic and world medals. Fighting is deep-rooted in their culture, so everyone is training hard since young ages. Similar story goes with Azerbaijan. Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and Ukraine are one of the rare nations of these that also have a rich female side of judo. Alright, we have concluded that despite the poor economic state and political instabilities of the Soviet Union and of the republics after its breakup, they have proven to be some of the greatest judo nations of all time. It is due to the fighting culture, cross-training with traditional martial arts, state-supported training systems, competitive ecosystem, and national pride.